So, it has been a little while since I have done anything. It has. I've been busy dealing with all kinds of things, including, but not limited to, eBay things. And have I sold much of anything Commodore related? No. I think a couple of Vic-20 chips was all that went. But as I putter around here and work on lots of things but accomplish very little, I thought maybe today I would try to actually get something done. Which, yes, of course, what do we have here? Oh, it's a light. What do we have here? Yes, I'm going to try and get something done. Yeah. Yes, indeed, I will try. So, one of the things I've been tinkering on here was the 1020 enclosure, and of course I had Vic-20s that had power it looked like power switch issues or cold solder joint issues or something, which made it more difficult to test anything. It did. And then of course there was the great, well, let's try another Vic-20, and then boom, there was smoke. That was really exciting. I enjoyed that. I'm hoping that there are still things that can be rescued from that Vic-20. Certainly I think the board is very likely toast. Now, so here I am. I have a Vic-20 power supply here, and I want to just see, oh dear, the bat phone. I've just turned this Vic-20 on. I did get a flash upon the screen, but no, nothing that says, yo, Vic-20, I got no memory. I got 22 columns, but I'm here. Now, this was one of the ones that I was trying to test the 1020 with, but it did seem there were perhaps issues with the power switch. Sorry, I'm just trying to plug the LED in because it's not plugged in. Just so I can see if it's lighting up. It's funny, these cords are quite long enough, but sometimes they just don't want to. And I might as well attach the keyboard, although I can tell, as I likely have mentioned before, this case and this top do not match. Okay, so the light is on, and I am waiting patiently to see something upon the screen, and I see nothing. So I'm going to pick this sucker up. I'm going to give this power thing a little, I'm going to push it downward. And I see nothing, although I did see a flash. So now, oh yeah, there's something going on here. Something is not right in Vic-20 world. So the light comes on. Now I'm pushing towards the upwards direction. but I see nothing. So, is it the power supply, or is it the Vic-20? Excellent question. I'm just going to grab the other one over here. I was working with, it didn't go up in flames. Just see, I would like to see one or the other of them come alive. I would. Just so I kind of know where I'm going from there. I have applied power. This isn't the smoker, is it? It can't be, it's secured. And it had no top on it. But with this one, at this moment, or is it? My God, this could be the smoker. My God. Smoked! Oh! Yeah. That's not smart. Alright, now we're out. Okay. That is the smoker. Oh, I hear things. Let's see here. This is the one that came out of the 1020, which I am now going to... There. Go. But as I moved it, things went off. Oh my God. Okay, so that one came up and is alive. But I think if I wiggle it, oh, what's up? Look at that. Is it okay? Is it happy? I don't know. Well, it is up. This is also the incredible dirty one. So, that one is working with that power supply. Good. Let's see what happens here. We see the flash. And then we see nothing. But then, when I shift this around, it's doing things. Okay, so there's nothing like a problem that is not consistent. Well, I suppose it is consistent, you know, that's not coming on, but it was coming on. Oh, what's what? So I'm going to turn this Vic-20 on. Kaboom, it comes up. But you know, I know this one, when I first was putting it on, it wasn't. I'm just going to put a little downward pressure on the power thing. It's good. Put a little upward pressure, a little round and round. Okay, well, it's working. Remember, of course, this is the one that was in the enclosure. That is, wait for it, like painfully filthy. Painfully. So, from 1020 works but power connector issues. But right now, it seems just dandy. Ain't that grand. Well, I do not wish to hurt this. By the way, the other day, when tinkering with 128s, I decided that I would tuck behind this C64. Works. But it said, anyway, oh yeah, I managed to screw up a key. Because you know that the F7 key, and the thing that goes into it, because the SX64 has these little ridges, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll be careful, I'll be careful, I'll be careful. But I had to turn around and it caught and boom. So, there I have a 128 that's working. Although it does report the 6526 chips are bad, I'll have to work on that. And now I get to take the keyboard apart. Why? Because I fouled up. So, I think what I'm going to do, because I'm curious, and you know what? I'd like to just start on something and finish it. Yeah. But that doesn't often happen. So, but here we have the internals of what I seem to remember as a pretty early original Vic-20, although the serial number is, you know, 500,000, but they were pumping these things out. So, I am going to delve into my toolbox, which has become more and more a dumping ground. Not necessarily for bad things, not at all. Not at all. So here, that is what the soldering iron will go into. And now, and I have found the soldering iron. And somewhere in here, I would like to think, and I'm sure there's some solder. At least I think I have found some. Oh dear. Oh my God. Yeah, this is supposed to be all nicely wound up. I think I just unwound it anyway. Solder. Okay. There, a while back, when I was working on 1581s, I had dropped a screw. I think I have just found it. But I'm not going to work on that right now. I'm going to stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. And the plan is, because I need this to get hot, I'm going to plug in this soldering iron after getting it into a safe location, because I need it to get warm. And there's the solder carefully wrapped up. So I think what I'm going to do, it's funny, as I just start doing this, I think, oh, I know this is going to be more than I'm thinking, because as I'm looking at this thing, see the Vic-20, I'm just taking the screws out. But as I see, there is there's a shield on the bottom. And the shield, from what I remember and what I can see looking at this, will be soldered. So, do I really want to unsolder the whole thing? No. Will I? I don't know. Maybe I can do it just enough to get at the joints, the solder joints on the circuit board by the power connector and the power switch, which I think are the trouble here. So I'm going to try not to lose any screws. 1, 2, 3. And, oh, looky. Oh, well that's good. Oh. Well, that's good. If there, oh, I think I've taken off more screws than I needed to. Anyway, regardless. If indeed there was a shield, it has been removed. Ooh, and this board look at the bottom. I mean, the top looks pretty good, but the bottom is lovely. 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 So, the soldering iron is sitting here. I suspect it will not be quite ready yet, but it is warm. So now, oh yes, my glasses are here, but they have half fallen apart. And the screw that I need to tighten is still intact. Do I have a screwdriver that is small enough? Not right there. Anyway, I'm going to try and use one lens and not lose the screw. Oh, that doesn't work. Because I can only close that eye and do that. Okay, I'm going to put those back over there. I can smell the soldering iron, and that it is heating up. And as I look at these, just a second. I think there is reason to be concerned about the connections here. So, I'm going to grab this solder, which is carefully wrapped, and find the end. And I'm going to apply the iron to areas. Is this melting? Yeah, kind of. I'm going to apply this to the areas of which I am concerned. Things are flowing. Do I really need to apply any more? Probably not. But I will. Okay, so things are flowing. It's always good. And you can see the solder attain a level of moltenness. So there's a bunch, oh yeah, now we're cooking with gas. There are a bunch of connectors here. The ones that typically get in trouble are the ones right by the board where they would, you know, right where you would be putting the power thing in and out. But while I'm here, I'm going to heat up others that are easily and directly related. And how can I tell? Well, the traces on the board tell me. And everything is flowing quite wonderfully. So one would like to, now I'm on the power, actually on the power connector, not the power connector, the switch. And one would like to think that if there is a cold joint in there, that just this operation, the reheating of the solder, which now that it's really heated up, takes a very short time, that anything that might be obscure, not obscure, but unhappy, will be happy. So, funny, there's some big ones down here at the far end. They are going a little slower. So, I think they've all been dealt with. It's funny, in looking at this board, I guess I haven't been on the bottom of the Vic-20 lately. I just never remembered these holes. They're perfectly fine, they're perfectly dandy, they're supposed to be there. It's just been a while. So, if in fact there were issues involving a cold solder joint on this Vic-20 board, it now should not be cold. Now, I'm just trying to make sure I do not ruin the video cable on the hot soldering iron. Excuse me. So, monitor goes on. Power has been applied. It is time to flip the switch. The switch has been switched. Power has been applied. And on the monitor, I see nothing. But, you know what? Still, when I tweak this thing, there's something going on. So I'm holding it down a bit, and I'll turn it on again. I can't imagine that having a power sort of strangely applied is going to help anything. Alright, although it will make no difference, I'm going to plug this in the other way. Oh, this is painfully, awfully disappointing. Because this Vic-20, it did work. This is the one I stuck in to the 1020 when the other one didn't seem to work. Oh, dear. Hang on. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. I'm going to try one thing here. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn the meter on to continuity. By the way, my experience with the meter to this point has been less than satisfactory. So, there. I'm just going to check the fuse. The fuse is working. So does it flash? Well, you know, maybe something else failed in the process. But this one did, happily, joyfully, work. Well, perhaps what it is, because I still see weird things happening when I shift the actual place you plug the power into. Perhaps there is a failure in there. Well, before I give up, heavens, would I ever give up? I'm going to go way back over here, where, as far as I remember, possibly, maybe, or maybe not, I have a Vic-20 power supply. Well, you know what? I'm feeling kind of brave. And I don't really think the smoke had anything to do with this power supply. So I'm going to live on the edge. This is the power supply I plugged into the unit that smoked. But I really don't think it had anything to do with it at all. But I guess, in a moment, I might find out. Well, no smoke, but I still get nothing. And if I diddle the power connector a little, do I get strange things? Oh yeah. Do I? So what have I accomplished? Nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. Let me just have one more look at the bottom of the board to see if there's something else that I could have neglected in this. And I don't think there is. I think I heated everything. It could just be the actual connector here. And that would involve unsoldering. Give me a moment. I'm just going to go back here. Wait a second. No, I'm not. I'm going here. I hear things on my phone. I'm going to grab this Vic-20 that did come up. This is the one that was in the 1020, and I'm going to apply power. And it comes up. And can I make it fail by diddling this around here? Not at all. Okay. So I had from 1020 works for power connector issues. Maybe. Seems okay. Oh, you know what I just did? I just wrote on this with kind of a Sharpie. Oh, let's cause more trouble. Did it go through? It's not really a Sharpie, it's a fake Sharpie. No, it didn't go through. Okay. Alright. Enough. So, I have a dirty Vic-20 that seems to work. I have one here. That does not seem to be working. Now, did I put notes on the bottom? Yeah. So I'm going to add something else. Power connector wonky. Power connector replace. Because it ain't happening. Now, could it be something else? Certainly. Certainly it could. So, our efforts to get something done have accomplished nothing. Nothing. And now I have a whole bunch of little screws as I look at it to try and line it up, it doesn't want to line up. What's going on here? Oh, blasphemy. And now the screwdriver I used has vanished. What? Oh, that's okay. So, even though, undoubtedly, at some point, yeah, the screws, they're not, what's going on here? What is going on here? I am tempted to take a sandwich bag and put these screws in along. Are they lining up now? Not really. Is this the problem? Maybe it is. Oh, golly. You know what? It is sandwich bag time, which I don't have right here. So, you know how I thought I would get something done? Well, not surprising. I've not accomplished much. You know what? A while back, I spoke of some Amiga machines that I brought in from the garage, and they have been now reaching temperature for more than a week, so they'll be fine. Maybe, just because I'm getting bogged down here, maybe it's time to start another have a look-see thing. Anyway, I'm going to, oh wait, I see it here. Oh, it's not a plastic bag. It's an airmail envelope, and I have been using them to put things in. So, I'm going to put, look, here's the little plate from the end of the Vic-20. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 8 tiny screws. They're not all identical though, of course. Some of them have pointy heads, which are supposed to hold the board, and 2 of them do not. And they are supposed to hold that little thing from the end. So, I will write on this. Vic-20 screws and the plate. And you know what, just to add to the joy, 525291. 525291. All right. So, I guess I've accomplished something. I was brave enough to plug that power supply that I was worried was bad in, and it's fine. So, I have a Vic-20 that is still smoked, but it didn't smoke anymore. I have a Vic-20 that used to work that doesn't, and I have a Vic-20 that didn't work and it does. Life is good. Bye for now.